G'day folks, Connor here from CW's Tech Reviews, back with another video, and today we're doing my full review of the TP-Link Casa Cam for outdoors. Just briefly before I get started, hair's a little bit messy, growing a bit of a beard, the whole isolation thing's kicking in. Actually, it's pretty long. You get the CW Tech hat out. S for CW Tech. Alright, so the TP-Link Casa Cam has come out. It's got a great set of features for the price. I really like it. For me, it was quite easy to set up, and if you do want to see the setup videos, there's links down below and there's a card floating around up here somewhere. But like everything in life, there's some great parts and there's some not so great parts, and I'm going to cover both of those in this video. Now, specs wise, the Casa Cam comes with some pretty cool features, and some of those has a wide angle field of view, has two-way audio, crystal clear video, and when I say crystal clear video, I'm talking about 1080p video. It's pretty cool. You can watch it from anywhere on your smartphone. It has activity zone, so it triggers when something walks or goes within that activity zone. Instant notifications on your smartphone, and it is weatherproof as well. Now, my first little criticism is during the setup stage, I actually had to drill a hole from the inside to the outside of my house so I could connect it to power, because there's no power point on the outside at the front of my house. And to make that a little bit easier, I just wish it was, instead of being a USB connection, it was maybe a smaller connection, a small round connection, so it could just go through a small hole. And again, for the outside and the build quality, it's got that weatherproofing, but I haven't tested it yet. But I'm sure one summer in Queensland and it's going to get hammered by wind, rain, and whatever else can get up under the awning, because it gets pretty wild here with the storms. But so far, no issues with weatherproofing. I haven't had it malfunction with heat or anything like that. Now, the day before I installed this, I told someone that I had it, and they said, why is all CCTV footage grainy, unusable, and unhelpful? And I was like, hey, that's a good point. Rarely do you see good quality image on security cameras. But the Casa Cam for outdoor comes in with 1080p, and you can see by this footage that it is pretty clear, and clear enough to make out faces and identify people, which is pretty good, because I had some shifty little buggers try and pinch my shoes, as you can see from this clip. And it also has night vision, which I find great as well. I think the image for night vision is its typical night vision image, but for me it's still clear enough to be able to make out what someone looks like. So you're going to be able to see who it is coming to your door. And also in that side of it, you do have two-way communication. So you can hear what's going on outside, but if you want to, you can also talk to the person that's outside as well. So as you can see here, I made my daughter admit to being a stinky green turd before I would let her in.
I'm a big green slimy turd.
And that's how I won Father of the Year. When you are communicating with someone outside, there is a slight delay. It's like a 2-second or a 1-second delay in them talking and me being able to hear it.
Hi.
G'day, won't be a second.
You're right.
There you go, all yours.
Thank you very much.
Through the phone. So that does make it a little bit awkward and causes some, awkwardness around the communication, because you'd be like talking and then they start talking a second later and they haven't heard you start talking. But once you figure that out, it's not too bad. I think that could be a slight area for improvement. Audio does sound a bit blown out. And it also has a siren on it. So if you don't like who you're seeing at the front of your door or they look suspicious, you can press the siren. Now, who's going to hear that siren? The people that you don't want in your house are going to hear it. And hopefully it'll be enough to startle someone, to them to think, hey, I shouldn't be here, I'm out, I'm done, I'm leaving. But you will also have that footage captured. And in terms of capturing the footage, anyone who uses one of these currently gets a free account to save their image to, and every video gets saved for 30 days, so you can backtrack and grab footage if you require. And I think that's a nice touch. They're not charging anything right away. They said it's a new feature, we're going to give it to you for now. At some point, there will be a cost. You can scroll through, find the image that you want, replay it, save it to your phone, share it, you can do whatever you want with it, and it is stored for 30 days. Now, to help capture the images that you want to capture, I mean, I don't want to wait for someone to get right to the front door before the camera triggers. If I know that they're approaching my front door and get a notification, I can then see them at the front door before it's too late. And that is one thing that I did like. I can set my own activity zones within the application. Now, to do this, it is trial and error. I set my activity zone to be really big to start with and my sensitivity really high, so that I was capturing every little movement within the activity zone, was triggering a notification on my phone, and for me I was getting too many. So I then narrowed it down again to a smaller area, and then I noticed that the sun was pushing a shadow of a tree across that activity zone, and if it was windy, the shadow would actually trigger the camera to come on a lot as well. So I then narrowed it down a little bit further, and now I have the sweet spot. So anyone who comes within certain areas will trigger the camera, and then from there I get to see who's coming to my house, to my door, with enough time for me to be able to react. I can also watch this live as it's happening, so I can be in the lounge room and I can say, okay G, show me the front door, and it will show up on my smart display in real time. It's really cool. I really like that feature. So anyone can use it who's in the house. If they don't want to answer the phone, they're not sure who's there, you're not expecting a visitor, say, okay G, show me the front door, and then you can decide what you want to do from there. Now, I also do use it to set up scenes and set up scenarios. So if the front door camera gets triggered after dark, then the light will turn on in the hallway. And that's how I've set it up. This is how I prefer to have it. That means if I do have to walk down to the hallway, the light's already on. I don't have to touch the light switch. I don't have to do anything. It's been triggered and it comes on. Now, you might have this camera set up in your garage, for example. And then if your garage door gets triggered, you might want it to turn on your air conditioning or your heater, your lights and your television. You might have that all set up so that every time you come home, that happens. And you can do that with the KC200, TP-Link and your Google setup. So I've also set up some IFTTT commands as well. There's some stuff in there you can check out. That's a great application, especially for a smart home. So check it out, IFTTT. It stands for if this, then that. So it might set it up so if you're detected coming home within a geolocation, your TP-Link lights come on. So there's all these different situations that you can control through your smart home, the camera, the TP-Link bulbs. You can really set it up so it's quite automated, and that is awesome. So that's pretty much it. What do you want to know about the Kasa KC200? I think I've covered most things. If you'd like me to show you in video how to use certain functions more, then let me know in the comments below. I'm happy to do videos on whatever you request, as long as it's within reason and my capabilities, I'll do the video for you. I really like the Kasa KC200. Do I think it's worth picking up? Certainly do. I've also got an indoor camera from TP-Link that I'm currently reviewing as well, so make sure you do subscribe so you can check out those videos. I really appreciate you watching this video. Give me a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, all the usual jargon, and I will catch you in the next video. Check ya!